Okay. What is happening? Oh, there we go. I'm trying to figure out how to. There we go. Okay, so I have to look here because let me see if I can move this screen down. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Let's see if I can move this screen down. Oh, there we go. Hey, you guys. Fresh face. The only thing I have on my face right now is snail mucin and some beeswax or whatever. Um, okay, so I'm back. I started to talk. Some people had asked me for my engagement story, so I told my engagement story in part one. It was very cute, very simple, and then I started talking about these. Hi, Kristen. These a few talking points that Red Pill has started to infiltrate the Christian community. And so I wanted to talk about a few things related to that. And I kind of got into it earlier, but I'm back with some more points. So I have some notes up here. Um, the one thing that I also noticed with this Red Pill situation is that a lot of these men are promoting a philanderous lifestyle for men, and they're promoting promiscuity for men and then requesting chaste women and saying that women should be chaste. And again, if you're a Christian, like the response to that is everybody needs to be chaste. Everybody needs to be, keep their legs closed, so to speak, um, and their things in their pants, right? But an ideology that despises women and is rooted in male insecurity gets its value from how many women they can sleep with and not their value from working hard, accomplishing tasks, because that's a very strong masculine trait is accomplishment. Men who are healthy want to accomplish things. That is where they get their validity and identity, by overcoming challenges and by being honorable and honest. But when you have a culture like Red Pill that says your value is in how many women you sleep with and how many hoes you can, collect, then that has no place in Christian circles. And it's scary that a lot of Christians are taking on this. They're like, well, we'll keep this part, but take that part out. I don't know if you can really do that, but if you're siding and aligning with these kinds of talking points, you're going completely against what the Bible teaches. I can see why it's appealing because I'm gonna just say it. Do you know what my brother said to me? My brother's younger than me, you guys. My brother is, I call him my twin, but he's not. He's like 2.5 years younger than me. And we were talking about like dating in the church and stuff. And he goes, none of these, I would not let you date any of these men in the church. And that's because a lot of them do not hold themselves to a high enough standard for me. He was like, no, there's no way. There's no way. Because even he understands that in the church, there's a lot of talk about like holding your man down and sacrifice for women and all that, which is, yes, like to some degree, that is your role, but it's not your role to be a man. It's not your role to take care of your husband. It's not your role to just get married at any expense, at any cost, just to say you have a husband. That's stupid. It's one of the reasons why I didn't get married until later in life. And you know what's funny? Even the women in the church, a lot of them are like, oh, well, she ain't married. I'm like, you're married and you're struggling. You're married and you can't keep food on your table. You're married and your husband doesn't even want to spend time with you. You're married and your husband doesn't like you. And that's not an assault on marriage. It's in the church, especially the Black Christian church. There's this emphasis on getting married and dating, or yeah, getting married, especially on the women, without boundaries and expectations. And so when you combine that for women with the Red Pill talking points in the church, you have a disaster. You have a disaster. You have a disaster where women are desperate for men, desperate to get married, desperate and so desperate that they will then accept any kind of man, including men who prescribe or subscribe to these red pill talking points, which are inherently abusive. They don't reverend, they don't, women are not reverent to them. They're not respectable. They're not made in the image of God. You have this disaster. You have a disaster in the church. And I think this is why Christian dating in the church is such a hot mess. You have, on the one hand, you have these women who are desperate to get married because in the Black church specifically, and really conservative Christian churches, like super, I call them the super saints, I'm super saved. Uh they put marriage as is a value that they value your life and your worth based on, right? So if you're not married as a woman, oh, there's something wrong with you. Why aren't you married? They're not wrong to a degree, but I don't want what you have. I don't want what y'all got going on over there. That looks like a hot mess to me. But when the church says, "Oh, and you're under peer pressure to get married and just be married and find a husband," that becomes find any old kind of man, because the church doesn't teach you how to find women, or how to date men. And I actually think the church doesn't teach men how to date healthy women either. It doesn't teach healthy dating habits and healthy relationships either. And so we have a lot of um, we have a lot of things where two people are coming together where one, the men, have been listening to red pill talking points, and they're setting these expectations for these women that they can't even meet themselves. And then you have these women who are running around twisting themselves in knots to try and fit this standard for a man who's not even worth it. But they don't know he's not worth it because no one told them that, hey, this is the kind of man you need to be looking for. Everybody else is not worthy yet. Doesn't mean they're bad human beings. Doesn't mean that they're, not decent, people. Doesn't mean that they're not a child of God. That's not the kind of man that you want to marry. In other cultures, they tell women, these are the kind of men that are eligible for marriage. And it's not, he needs to be a Christian. That ain't it. While that is an important part of the selection process, even more importantly are all the other physical, not physical, emotional traits, character traits that you need. And yes, and by physical, yeah, that was a slip, but that was true. What I mean by that is, can you provide a home? That's a physical safety thing, right? Do you have a job, right? And a job that supports, if I have children, I need to take 6 months off of work. Do you have a job that supports that? Do you have emotional maturity, right? Do you have drug problems? Like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. I've seen that. It's like, oh, I married him because he was a Christian, but he's a drug addict. Like, no, let's not do that. How about we don't do that? And so yeah, it's been an interesting journey to see. Now I can look back on it, because I was very much engrossed in that for a while. It was like I was very narrow-minded, and you need to find a husband, find a husband, find a husband, but no one's telling you how to do that, and no one's telling you that your husband also needs to be looking for you. Like, your husband, actually, the man that you are marrying should actually be looking for you, not the other way around. And to take it back to the red pill psychology, one of the things that they often talk about is, it's oh my gosh, is that men, you know, they really set it up so that women are supposed to feel like they need to earn this man. That's not biblical. Men who find a wife find a good thing. That's what the Bible says. Men who find a wife. It's not women who go out looking for men find good things, because men are the hunters. They're supposed to be hunting for women, hunting for good women, right? And hunting for women. And of course, red pill will say there are no good women. And it's like, okay, well, again, as I said in my other video, if you are keep running into hood rattery, that is because hood rattery attracts hood rattery. And that means that that is what you are attracting. That is what is coming to you because you are, that's what you are. So that whole idea that, oh, there are no good women and women are, they're not feminine enough. Okay, can we talk about this? I need to change the title of this. The Black church teaches women to be masculine, and then they will gaslight women and tell them that they're masculine, and then that's why they don't have a man. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Particularly, Black culture teaches Black women to be masculine and then gaslights them and tells them that they need to be better women. And the church does this a lot as well. The idea in Black church that and a lot of these conservative churches too, the idea that you need to work to be a good wife and prove to be a good wife. Those are masculine traits. Those are masculine traits. And if people understood masculinity and femininity in a real sense, they would understand that you can wear pink dresses, put makeup on, wear pink lipstick, and be a man emotionally, like a man energetically. There's a lot of men in dresses in church. And the church, do this, do that, work. Do we have a problem with working? No. But if the message that you send to women is that you have to earn men, you are putting women in a position to be men. That is a masculine coaching talking point. That is how you coach men. How you coach women is create. Those are two different things. What does that mean? That means that, okay, when I'm coaching women, I'm not telling them you need to go work and support this man and be his Barbara the Builder and, labor so that you're in your masculine energy the whole day and that man's not even attracted to you. No, it's create an environment that makes it easier for you to get your tasks done. Create a system for yourself where you can still look decent and take care of yourself and still get what you need to get done. Create an environment in your home that allows you to rest emotionally. Choose a man who allows you to surrender. That's the kind of conversations that people need to be having with women. If you have to go home and stress about money because your husband can't work, that's a problem. You will be automatically put in your fight or flight. Fight or flight is automatically masculine, 100%. That's the setup though. Like that is the setup. The setup is I'm gonna tell you to marry whatever Tom, Dick, Harry, or Jaquan is in the church. And then I'm gonna gaslight you into being masculine, even though I didn't tell Tom, Dick, Harry, or Jaquan to make sure he puts you in an environment where you feel safe enough to surrender and submit. It's ridiculous. It's so like, and this is exactly what happens in the red pill conversation is I'm gonna bash these women and talk about how horrible they are. And yeah, some of these women, they're like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, I personally don't understand how you can just give your body away to man after man after man after man. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can want to show your entire body off to everybody. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I really don't get it. Is the recycling thing that it was. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So I'm not going to say that they're not wrong about that. But there is a point to which men have a responsibility to men have a responsibility to make a different choice. Women would not, and it's actually this like weird chicken before the egg thing. Men go after it, so women keep doing it. Women keep doing it, men go after it, da 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 da, right? So the buck has to stop with someone. It's actually men's responsibility to stop as well. Like it's everybody's responsibility, but Red Pill likes to put that responsibility on women because it's easier to do that. It's easier to say it's their fault than to say, what can I do differently? Well, she put it in front of my face. What am I supposed to do with that? No, that means you lack self control. You're not a man. Men have self control. Real healthy men have self control. I mean, just humans doing like adults do in general, but real healthy men have self control. So, it's an interesting conversation to have about dating in the community in the Christian church because we don't tell women what to look for. And parents aren't doing it, the church is not doing it, and then we wonder why we have these disastrous marriages. Like, look at Danae Jackson. I feel so bad for her. I feel bad for her because she fell into the trap that a lot of women fall into, which is a piece of man is better than no man at all. And I will do anything and everything to keep my man. If your man is running around cheating on you with woman after woman after woman after woman and has a history of hood rattery, as I call it, and philandering, that's not a good man. That's not a man that you want. That's not, but when you have the mentality that any man is better than a piece of a man is better than no man at all, that's what you get. That's what you get. You get that kind of relationship where, we're in front of the world saying that we're Christians and that we love the Lord, and he's behind your back cheating and, dating all these Instagram models. And you're over there saying, "Oh, well, we love the Lord. We're fighting for our marriage." An unrepentant man, I want nothing to do with. I want nothing to do with an unrepentant man. Like, why is that not a quality trait that they're teaching women in church? We date men who are repentant. We do not date men who do not have any remorse and keep doing the same thing over and again. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? That is so weird. Anyway, you guys, that is all I got to say about this topic today. I'm uploading a video on my invitations in a little bit. I did a live video the other day and it didn't show up, so I got to figure out how to put it up. But I'm going to do a video on my invitations and all the things I'm DIYing for my wedding. Um, and I think that is it. And then I'm actually going to add there's a couple modules that I need to add to my Confident Woman series. So I'll share a little snippet of those with you guys in the next couple videos. And so you guys can purchase the Confident Woman course as well. All right, ladies, I will talk to you guys a little later. Thanks for joining me. Bye.